again, Virgo. It's so funny. Like I was trying to do Scorpio. And I usually, like before the readings, you know, like I'll shuffle a bunch of times and just kind of calibrate to the energy of the sign that I'm doing and all of that good stuff, right? But Virgo kept pushing its way in, and I would just like, then all of a sudden I'm thinking about Virgo and all of that. And then I would realize like, oh shit, you know, wait, am I doing Scorpio or Virgo? So anyway, I'm like, okay, Virgo wants a bonus. I mean, we just started Leo season, right? Today is the Leo new moon. So maybe you're feeling a bit impatient, because your season is coming up next, right? But I mean, we have like a whole ass month before we get there. A little less than that. But anyway, so I figured we would give you what you wanted, and we'll kind of check in. Just kind of see what the message is that needed to come through for Virgo. I'm not going to do like a full spread. I'm just going to kind of take a few of the cards that kind of, you know, like pop out for you. And we already have the High Priestess here. So, okay. I mean, I feel like your reading was like pretty much this anyway. Like, you know, it was talking about this, you know, branching out on your own type of vibe. And maybe you just either needed like some confirmation for that or just some, you know, like maybe some reassurance. We're just going to look for maybe one more card. Okay, not all of that. One more just to kind of round this out here. Okay, or two. Sorry, Owlie. Okay. Interesting. Page of Cups, Hermit, your energy, right? Eight of Wands. You know, I had to take a second to sit with these cards because I felt like I was just getting like ping-ponged all over the place. It was really interesting because I almost felt a little dizzy. So anyway, what interesting cards here, because, you know, the Magician is number one, you know, it's the card that comes after the Fool card. And I believe that you guys had the Fool card at the end of your reading. I believe the Ace of Pentacles popped up at the bottom of the deck in your reading also, I think. But just even the similarities between the imagery here, you know, we have these crescent moons down here that they're standing over the wings. I mean, just the posture, right? The High Priestess is ruled by the moon. So, you know, water being, you know, like in the flow, in touch with your emotions. The High Priestess also, like, I see it as being the card of, you know, being in tune with our star player, our higher self. There's like this divine guidance that comes with the High Priestess. And of course, like intuition and flow, right? I love all of the butterflies around her that signifies transformation, change. And the Magician is Mercury, I believe, which is Gemini, air energy. And the Magician talks about pulling in your resources. Like they have, you know, there's the cup here, the wands, swords, pentacles. It's like, you know, and like I said, it's a card right after the Fool card. So the Fool is making that decision to kind of take that leap of faith, right? And the Magician is like, okay, now how do I make this thing a reality? Like, how do I bring it down into the 3D? What resources do I have? What skills? You know, and it's honing in and pulling in those energies. So it's interesting that it came up in this order because there is this feeling of almost like, you know, allowing yourself to be guided by or guided in the actions that you decide to go with. And then we move on to the Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles, Earth, right? Hello, your energy. And the Ace of Pentacles brings in new opportunities. It could be a new job. It could be a new way of making money. And it's interesting because I believe I might have pointed this out to you guys where in this card, there's these figures in the trees. And again, you know, just kind of getting this sense of like being divinely guided. But when we come to this Five of Swords, this is where it gets really kind of interesting. Just the imagery of the Five of Swords here. We have this figure who has two swords in her back. And we have this figure walking away with three swords. And doesn't this figure have the air of this magician? And I'm only saying that because of the wings, really. Of course, you know, there's crows here. I feel like this is a I'm trying to think of like a different word for a warning. Like, you know, the Five of Swords generally talks about competition. I kind of see this as being like a battle of wits too, but in this card, clearly somebody is stabbed in the back. And clearly somebody is walking away with 3 swords. I feel like this is a message about keeping your integrity. I mean, it very well could be somebody else. Like if there are other people involved in the situation, it could just be, of course, a warning about watching out for this interaction here. When it comes to an opportunity, like it's kind of like, don't allow yourself to get scammed type of thing. Or at least just maybe even do your due diligence, right? Like check in with your intuition. Maybe even do some research on, whatever this thing is over here, right? Like don't allow yourself to be scammed, like if it's too good to be true. On the other hand, though, like I said, it's really about, like, I'm getting this feeling about not being greedy. And if something like this does happen, because at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Cups, which talks about, imagination, cups having to do with our emotions. And, there's this one cup here with this lotus that's lit up, I mean, there's this manifestation type of feel to this. And again, it's almost like connecting to your why, really connecting to your emotional body. Like, what are you manifesting and why are you doing that? And then we have your card, right? The Hermit, right behind that. Which, again, the Hermit does talk about going within. There's an introspective quality to it. There's also, a solitary, it's kind of like the journey only you can take. But I get this feeling of being in alignment. And especially since this is your card, it's, again, being in alignment with why, what are you manifesting here? What are you trying to do? Is it for the sole purpose of making money regardless of how you make the money? Like, not having an issue stepping on other people's toes, or, you can certainly do that. And it may work for a time, but I feel like that time is a little bit shorter. So again, like between these two cards, there's this feeling of getting clear, like really reconnecting to why you're doing what you're doing. And then it's, like the 8 of Wands here talks about fast moving. Things start moving forward quickly. We have this herd of unicorns here. It's kind of like once it starts, you can't really stop it with, I don't know if you've ever been around a herd when they start to stampede. I was with my friend in a pasture one time. We were probably, gosh, like 14 or 15. She was putting her horse out to pasture. And all of a sudden, these horses start to stampede, and we are like right in the middle of it. There's no stopping it, So again, it's like really reconnecting to that why. The Six of Pentacles talks about reciprocity. It's, you know, getting back what you give. There could be a charity aspect to this, like, you know, somebody could come in and offer a grant. I don't really see it as like being a loan. It's, you know, it's more so like a gift that's given to you. However, like I said, you know, it is reciprocity also. So it's like making sure that you are giving back when you can, because you're going to have enough in order to do that. The Nine of Cups behind there, wish fulfillment, right? Like getting everything that you wanted. The Knight of Swords behind there. I mean, this could even just be, this has this feeling of, what's the exposure? And the Six of Wands behind there, Ten of Pentacles, like, Six of Wands is success, Ten of Pentacles, you know, abundance. We have the Ten of Swords behind there. I mean, I can keep going, but I kind of wanted to keep this a little short, a little bit shorter. So anyway, I just, you know, I feel like one way or another, this is a message about, you know, like staying in your integrity. I hope you can see all those. You know, it's like, don't let your britches get a bit too big too quick. Very interesting. I'm going to leave it there. I'm probably going to sit with it for another couple minutes. I might come back. We'll see. But otherwise, if I don't, there you go. All right. Thank you, Virgo. Yeah. Last thing. If this Five of Swords does happen, like if this thing that you're manifesting does not actualize in the way that you thought or hoped that it would, it's almost like it had to go down that way in order for you to kind of kick into gear with this stuff. It's like that Garth Brooks song, Unanswered Prayers. You know, like if you are kind of hyper-focused on what this is and what you are trying to manifest as far as a job or relationship or lifestyle, you know, whatever the case may be. And if it doesn't pan out the way that you expected it to, it's like, just know that, you know, like, there's an opportunity then to really hone in on the feelings of what you're manifesting. And if they are, again, like in alignment with you. Like, there would be a real opportunity to manifest something amazing. We have the Nine of Cups, the Six of Wands out here. Like, there's all this success, all this fast moving stuff here, right? Even the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, or, you know, after all of this, right? Like, all of this is coming after the Five of Swords. So it's like this message of like not giving up. Like, you know, of course, maybe, you know, you can mourn it, feel however you want to feel about it, but, you know, it's almost like that kind of kicks you in gear into like the real thing, you know? Very cool. Okay, now I'm done. Bye. No, I have another thing actually to say. As I was editing the video, I'm like, again, getting just kind of whirled around. I wanted to put these cards back out. I'm trying to remember, like, in what order I should have looked at that. Here we go. Here we go, I think. Right? So, now, you might have heard me say before that I don't typically do relationship readings. I will if it comes up, like if that's the message, you know, we'll talk about it. And like I said, you know, like as I was editing the video and all of that, getting it ready to post, it came to me that if this was a relationship, because I know I mentioned for a quick second how, you know, this person has the air of this magician over here. And like I said, just based off of the wings thing. And, you know, we have the high priestess, we have the magician. Like I said, you know, there's the similarities between the imagery. This could be two people. This could be you. This could be a partner. It could be, you know, this could be the partner. This could be you. And there could have been this physical attraction going on here, because that's what the Ace of Pentacles would talk about. Pentacles are the physical 3D world, right? So this could have been a physical relationship. And with the Five of Swords here, and just that, again, going off of the imagery on the card and the energy that feels like, it's kind of like, you know, that person who would be, you know, the magician in this case, it's almost like, you know, this feeling of being bamboozled. And, you know, you kind of being left feeling depleted. I mean, wings and all, right? Because it's almost like in place of, you know, the high priestess has wings here. And in place of that, you know, where the wings would, you know, kind of meet your body here are the swords. Which feels a bit devastating to me. And that would, you know, kind of throw, I don't know if you can see all these cards. Let me just kind of move them over a little bit. Oh, I forgot. These two over here. But because, you know, the Page of Cups was at the bottom of the deck, right? So this is, you know, really pouring back into your own cup is what the Page of Cups would be then after this situation. And of course, you know, like this feeling of isolation going within, there's like a major healing aspect that comes along with the Hermit card also. Almost like, you know, this feeling of being in a cocoon, right? Like, because this almost has a feeling of growing your wings back. And then, you know, we have this Eight of Wands here. Things start moving quickly. That's almost like, you know, kind of getting back into a groove of things. The Six of Pentacles would be almost like karma. But again, you know, like getting back what you have put out. And that would go for this Magician too. You know, if that's who this character is. I'm not saying the Magician is ever a bad player or character in tarot. I'm just, you know, like that's just the message that was coming to me. And it's kind of like, you know, this feeling of like, you don't even have to worry about it, you know, and also a feeling of you're not worried about it. Because, you know, the Nine of Cups over here, it's like, you know, what you wanted might have even changed because of this happening. And we have the Knight of Swords, which feels very, you know, of course, just again, based on the imagery, knight in shining armor feeling to it. But also, you know, I mean, swords have to do with our thoughts. Knights have to do with, you know, they're messengers, but they're also the ones who go and do, right? So it could even be like acting on this new perspective that you have. And, you know, the Six of Wands would be success. And almost this feeling of like evolution and growth. And then, of course, the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which is family, community, legacy, right? Like having an abundance of what you need. What a journey. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you.